Today on WSRH Extra, how a not-so-new teacher is adjusting to a new style of life at the Ridge.
Also, a club that is continuing to grow on campus.
Plus, how a recently revived Ridge landmark is adding a new supply of style for students. WSRH Extra starts now.
Welcome to this episode of WSRH Extra. I'm Caden Norton.
And I'm Sienna Collado.
The 2025-26 school year is already off to a great start, and with a new year comes new additions.
That's right. From new clubs to new teachers and even new facilities, let's just say there's a fresh feel to life here at the Ridge.
Seminole Ridge welcomed several new teachers on campus this year, and while many are adjusting to the new environment, one teacher found it a bit easier to settle in. WSRH Extra reporter Lillian Amirian has the story.
This year, Seminole Ridge High School has 13 new teachers on campus, one of them being environmental science teacher, Miss Yurchuk.
I'm very passionate about outreach, especially reaching kids at a young age so that they get involved in it and know about the dangers of all our environmental changes. Education's the biggest backbone of science as a whole.
While she may be a new teacher this year, she is certainly not new to Seminole Ridge, even starring in 2 of their lip dubs.
A lot has changed since I've been here as a kid. We've got different teachers, some are the same, but most have come and gone. The vibe is very different, but it is still welcoming as it always was. I'm glad to be here.
With all the changes going on, even the familiar faces bring new relationships.
I definitely think there is a weird dynamic. I have one teacher who was actually my 9th grade English teacher, very similar stage, where she has a 9-month-old baby and I have a 5-month-old baby. And while I still see her as Mrs. Brainer, she sees me as a colleague.
It's been a little crazy because I taught her early on in my career. So to see how we are now, not just in the same place career-wise, but even family-wise is really crazy. She was more recently married. She got married around the same exact time I got married, and she had her son only like 6 months after I had my daughter. So we really are in very similar places in our lives.
Graduating in the class of 2019, Kendall Yurchuk was known throughout campus.
Hi, my name is Kendall Wright.
As a more familiar name.
Forgive me, that's my maiden name.
My wife and I started Seminole Ridge. We opened the school back in 2005, and Kendall was in pre-K, but she grew up coming to games, coming to Seminole Ridge for events and stuff. And by the time when she was in high school or going into high school, she was being recruited to go to the schools for sports, but she's like, no, I want to be a Hawk.
As a Hawk, Kendall made her mark, being varsity soccer captain, varsity lacrosse player, and even a top 10 student. But being a teacher here is definitely a change. Luckily for Kendall, she's nowhere near alone in this new wing of her life.
When I originally came to this school, my dad was a teacher. It's very comforting to have him here as well, taking a role as a teacher here. He's always here to help me around my classroom. He helped me set up this classroom. My brother, on the other hand, wasn't here when I was a student. He is now a junior, and I don't see him very often, but when I do, it just lifts up my day, and I love to interact with him and get to be more than just a sister, get to be a mentor for him as well.
Although she just started, Kendall already fits in perfectly and is feeling at home once again at the Ridge. For WSRH Extra, I'm Lillian Amirian.
Now, more than ever, we're seeing depictions of political violence spreading throughout the news and social media. WSRH Extra reporter Caden Orton presents a deeper look at this issue.
This assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk has died after.
On September 10th, 2025, conservative commentator Charlie Kirk was assassinated at a Turning Point USA event in Utah. This is another act of political violence in America. But unfortunately, this isn't new. Presidents like Lincoln and Kennedy were taken from us. Theodore Roosevelt, Ronald Reagan, they both took a bullet, but fortunately survived. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X were silenced. Every time America said, never again. But here we are, again. Political violence does not solve disagreements. All it does is break up families, derail movements, and silence voices. The First Amendment protects free speech. The Second protects your right to bear arms. But these two should never overlap. In the past, tragedy united us. Today, it divides us. But why? News once took days to spread. Now, it takes seconds. But in the rush to be first, misinformation thrives. Divisive posts gets more clicks, turning platforms into echo chambers of hate, where viewers' fears are exploited and preyed upon. So, how do we stop this? Well, it starts with us. We need to learn to disagree respectfully. Hate speech is never the answer. We need to learn to love each other, even if we can't like each other. Reporting for WSRH Extra, I'm Caden Norton.
Just last year, Seminole Ridge's gardening club sprouted on campus. WSRH Extra reporter Kira Quirk is here to show us how this club is continuing to grow.
We're hoping that this continues.
Seminole Ridge's gardening club first sprouted on campus last year.
I wanted to give the students a space to just share their love of gardening and maybe learn and grow together.
But this year they plan to help the community thrive.
We're going to try to find a way to use what we do out here in the greenhouse to serve the community.
While the club may be branching out, it's important to start at its roots, the people.
We're all kind, we could be yourself, we're all making funny jokes around. You'll feel comfortable once you enter the garden club and everyone's happy.
It's an environment where people of all skill levels can come together to learn and blossom.
I think the students get to see that gardening is truly like trial and error. So there's a lot of things that don't work, but you just keep on trying until you find out what does work. It's also really good for them to work hard and then see the benefits or the fruits of their labor.
Surrounded by luscious green life and a supportive community, members are provided with a budding opportunity.
Some people would like to garden, but they don't know how to start. So here we, teach you guys on what seeds will best grow in the months. So it's nice to be here so you can learn how to grow.
This year, the club plans to grow their membership and their online presence with online plant sales and on their Instagram, SRHS Gardening. Looks like it's going to be a fruitful year. For WSRH Extra, I'm Kira Quirk.
After several years of commitment, Mr. Crimmins has decided to resign from his role as SGA sponsor, with a new teacher stepping up to fill his shoes. WSRH Extra reporter Kate Henderson introduces us to this new sponsor.
Not only that, she's never had education.
For the past 3 years, Mr. Crimmins has been the head of SGA, but due to his recent engagement, he has decided to step down and has chosen a well-known face around Seminole Ridge to be the new advisor.
I realized also that by focusing on my wedding, it was going to cause some dip in quality in SGA, and I figured instead of letting that happen, I could pass on to someone who's just as capable as me to keep the tradition of SGA alive.
Mr. Crimmins leaving SGA not only took a toll on the school, but mainly his students.
I was low-key shocked. I did not know he was quitting until the last week of school. It's like his whole life, so it was very surprising.
But the new advisor, Ms. Nethercoat, isn't an unfamiliar face to most of the students in SGA.
Many of my students from Dance Marathon are already in SGA, and I just felt like it was the right time to take over.
Mr. Crimmins has left a huge impact on his students in SGA.
I think Mr. Crimmins was very helpful. He was kind of the person that you would go to on campus for any kind of question, and he always had the answer and would always help out on things we didn't even notice behind the scenes.
But the students are looking forward to the new personality Ms. Nethercoat will bring to SGA.
Ms. Nethercoat is definitely more hip, I guess you could say, a little more trendy than Crimmins would be.
Ms. Nethercoat is ready and has a lot of new ideas for what SGA will do this year.
I would like to bring back school spirit to Seminole Ridge. I feel like a lot of kids come here, and while they're here, they're just going through the motions, but I feel like we've lost the school spirit.
With a new change of council happening, both the students and Ms. Nethercoat are excited for this new chapter of what SGA will bring to Seminole Ridge.
I'm very happy it's Ms. Nethercoat. I wouldn't want it to be anybody else.
For WSRH News, I'm Kate Henderson.
After a long vacation, the Hawk Shop has finally made a return, now with a fresh coat of paint. WSRH Extra reporter Hani Al-Masudi has more on the story.
After a long wait, the Seminole Ridge Hawk Shop is back in business with new merchandise and a fresh coat of paint. Our new SGA sponsor, Lucia Nethercoat, has revived the Hawk Shop.
We will not only just have apparel, but we're also going to have different goodies like pencils and pens and bracelets, bead necklaces, just anything that you might need for game day or anything for school spirit.
The Hog Shop is a school-wide fundraiser used to support the cost of activities for students.
We actually didn't have it open last year, so having it reopen this year, we're getting a lot of extra money for SGA so we can do better things for our school, like have a better homecoming and prom, and just do a lot of fun activities with everyone.
The Hog Shop is not only a place to get your favorite hawk apparel, but also an enjoyable environment to encourage school spirit.
And I really want to promote student involvement and have everyone come and just be a family.
We wanted to give students a place to go where they can buy all their school apparel and merchandise and just items where they could go in one place.
The sponsors are hopeful for the Hog Shop, but they are already facing a challenge.
We only take cash and check, and we don't do school cash online, and we don't take like Cash App or Zelle and anything. That's a really big problem with teenagers these days because nobody carries cash or checks, but we are not allowed to.
Make sure to stop by the Hawk Shop next month for some new merchandise. For WSRH Extra, I'm Hani Masudi.
High school can be tough, but having a good friend can make all the difference. The Best Buddies Club is helping students build meaningful friendships and promote inclusion for everyone on campus. WSRH Extra reporter Savannah Lamage has the story.
Yeah.
Really?
Me too.
Best Buddies is just what it sounds like, a program that helps students who might struggle to make friends find real connection and community.
They definitely help me make more friends because that is hard for me sometimes to make friends.
It's not just the participants who feel the impact. Peers and volunteers notice a difference too.
To see them going and doing things, just playing games and everything and coloring some basic stuff, but they're so happy because they're with somebody who will actually pay attention to them and talk to them.
Even the smallest moments, sharing a laugh, drawing a picture, can leave a lasting impression.
Just everything. She's kind, and she seems like a good friend to have.
Once taking a closer look, the stereotypes surrounding ESE students aren't as they seem.
Like, there was nothing different about them. They were always with us at every pep rally, every field day. It wasn't like they were different. They were just other kids in other classes.
But Best Buddies is more than just an on-campus club. It builds friendships that last beyond school hours.
We used to talk a lot. I actually went to I actually danced with her at junior prom.
Best Buddies has been a part of Seminole Ridge High School for many years. They meet every other Thursday in this classroom. But for many students, it's not just a club, it's a lifeline. For WSRH Extra, I'm Savannah Lamage.
Thanks, Savannah. Well, that's it for this episode of WSRH Extra. I'm Caden Norton.
And I'm Sienna Collado. Make sure to follow us on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Seminole Ridge TV. Have a lovely day.